And you're live.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is the Endurance Chaps. We're here for pre-practice 1 of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. We're going to do a quick watch-along this afternoon for you guys. So we've got some live timing up for you with the live map and everything. The stream has just started for us, so we're just listening along, and the session is meant to be starting in about 5 minutes time. And this is the first practice session of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. They had the test session on Sunday, which had two, I think there was 3 or 4 hour sessions. But this is the first session of the actual 24 hour of Le Mans week. We are the Endurance Chaps. I'm Charlie, and I'm joined by Isidor here.
Hello, everybody.
We are enthusiastic and excited race fans. Myself, I'm pretty knowledgeable of all things motorsport, all things endurance.
Charlie is the expert, and I am the pundit, basically.
I'll know quite a lot, and Isidor will not know that much, but
I like when cars go around a track very fast. That's what I enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully we can teach a few things, and hopefully we can teach a few things to you. We won't be streaming the actual broadcast.
Live feed.
That will be not very good. It will be taken down immediately for that. However, we will be showing the live timing, and you can see all of that. And we will, if we are here, we will let you know what's happening on track and keeping you updated with updates and statuses of teams and cars, etc., like that. So if you are here, say hello in the chat. Great to see you all. And if you are rooting for a certain car or a certain team or a certain driver, let us know in the chat. We'll keep you updated on that, and always ask if you have any questions about what's going on, what's happening. If you're not sure about anything, we're always here to ask, and obviously we'll try and learn as well. So yeah, we just got the race director saying 3 minutes till the start, so we're approaching very closely. Who are you rooting for this week, Ches?
The guy that finishes first is my go-to answer. Yeah, the guy that wins is the one that I'm rooting for. That's my go-to answer.
So the guy that wins this first practice session is going to win the race. Yeah?
Let's go with that. I have no bias towards anyone here, so let's go with that. Yeah.
Cool. So obviously last year we had the Ferrari win. So we'll see what happens. Obviously Toyota are pretty dominant in this sport. Not so much this year, but we'll see what happens. Cars are now approaching on the fast lane, so they're all lining up to go outside. We've got about half a minute left until they open the pits, so it should be pretty cool. Just so everyone knows as well, obviously Endurance Chap, it was just me. I've now brought in Isidor to help us out a bit, and we're going to be doing some sort of watch-alongs. We're going to start doing a podcast and reviews and stuff like that. So expect us to be pretty busy this week. We've got quite a busy schedule, actually. So we're going to hopefully plan on covering sorry, that's my alarm. Hopefully going to be covering all of the 24 Hours of Le Mans practice sessions, qualifying sessions, Hyperpole, and majority of the race. And we hope to also cover the Road to Le Mans races. There are 2 races, one on Thursday evening one on Saturday morning. And it does look like we are
Live.
cars
The
on
session
track.
is live.
I think the cars are on track now. So that's awesome. It's a very busy pit lane. We've got, I think, 62 cars here are this year. Can't remember how many manufacturers are, but you know, it's the most that Le Mans has had in quite a. Just a bit of background as well. We've had already 3 races this year in the World Endurance Championship, which is what this series is. The first one was Qatar, and in Qatar we had Porsche win that. Porsche Penske Motorsport win that. We then had Imola, which Toyota won, unsurprisingly. And then recently we've just had Spa, the 6 hours of Spa, where the Hertz Team Jota Porsche won. As I previously mentioned, you know, Ferrari won last year, so we'll see what they can do this year. Who are you guys rooting for in the chat? If you hear this, who are you rooting for? Let us know. It does look like Spike. Spike is the AO by TF Sport LMP2. He is currently the first car out on track. So, and currently just coming to Indianapolis. They were the first car on track. So this race we've got hypercars, LMP2s, which are only allowed in this race this year. And we've also got the LMGT3 class. This is the first time the LMGT3s have been on the Le Mans track for the 24-hour race. Of course, Road to Le Mans has had GT3s for a few years, but the races are only about 55 minutes long. They do run the full track, but they're only 55 minutes long, so they don't count for the 24-hour race. Just seen James Collado from the 51 Ferrari AF Corsa hypercar. They are the defending 24 Hours Le Mans winners. They won last year. Was a great race last year, I think. Not sure if you watched it, Isidor, but it's very, very good.
I watched a bit of it. I watched every now and then. Hopped in and watched for a couple of hours.
So we've currently just got a lot of the cars coming back into the pits. So they've just done like a shakedown lap sort of thing. So the first cars are just coming across the line now. So we'll be seeing them go on to their first flying lap. It is quite a long track. It takes about 3 minutes for a hypercar to go around, maybe about 4 minutes for a GT3. So it's pretty If you are watching, please remember to give the video a like. Give us a subscribe too. As I said, we'll be following most of the Le Mans 24 action this week. So if that's something you're interested in,
I do think that the only time that there will not be someone here is probably going to be through the night, during the actual race.
Yeah, we'll try and be around as much as possible, but we will be taking a few breaks throughout the week, especially throughout the stream, during the race, to just get a little bit of sleep, get something to eat or drink. I'm not a young person anymore. 24 hours is pretty difficult for me.
I know I should probably say that I'm a young person, but I don't feel like it. I can't sit here for 24 hours straight either.
Absolutely. Neither.
I've tried and failed miserably.
So this free practice one session is 3 hours long. So it runs from 2 p.m. local time in France at Le Mans, and will run till 5 p.m. local time. So they've got 3 hours to set multiple laps and see what they're doing. And then tonight at 7 p.m. local time, they've got the qualifying practice, where all of the classes will be fighting position to set the fastest time for their starting position for the race on Saturday. Feels weird saying Saturday, doesn't it? But obviously it's a 20th, so. But yeah, so qualifying tonight, top 10 I think it is from each class will go through to Hyperpole, which is tomorrow at 8 p.m. local time. And then those 10 cars in each class will battle for the fastest time and overall pole position. So obviously we'll be streaming from 2 till 5 today for this session here, free practice 1. We'll also be live tonight at 7 till 8 for qualifying practice. And then 10 p.m. till 12 a.m. tonight, we'll be live for free practice 2, which is also night practice. So that'll be pretty interesting. We'll see what happens tonight. See who can be the fastest in the night and who avoids any issues. So we're currently about 8 minutes into the session so far. No laps coming through yet. It seems like quite a few cars have come into the pits afterwards, after doing the first lap of the first out lap. And we've just got some times coming through, I believe. I think mine's a little bit delayed. So it's currently the 38th Hertz Team Jota Porsche 963 with Philip Hansen. He's just set the fastest time off a 3:29.8. And that's pretty impressive. And you've got Toyota in second, Ferrari in third, Jota in fourth, Toyota in fifth, Alpine in sixth, Alpine in seventh, and then you've got the first LMP2 of IDEX Sport in eighth, Cool Racing LMP2 in ninth, and Team WRT number 46 of Valentino Rossi in 10th, currently the fastest GT3 off a 4-minute 0843. And then Iron Links number 60 in 11th place. Those are currently the first times to come in. So it's pretty cool. And it looks like a few more times are coming in. So let's see how it goes. Currently got 26 times set on the board at the moment, which isn't too bad. We've got Toyota currently first with the 326.918 with Nick DeVries.
And he is followed by 2 Alpines.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Surprisingly.
I've just put our tweet in the chat. Please do go follow our Twitter. We will be putting live updates throughout the weekend, the laps being set, etc. So please go do support us there as well. It's interesting to see the Peugeot 9X8 again. Obviously, it was wingless last year, no rear wing, and it did quite well. It actually led the race at some point, but they've decided to add a wing, and we'll see how it goes. Currently, looks like the number 70 Inception Racing McLaren GT3 is the fastest GT3 car on track. A 3:59.549, which is pretty good. This car, the number 70, is an IMSA entry. So Brendan Reeb, one of the drivers of the car, actually the driver in the car at the moment, he and this car drives in the IMSA Sports Car Championship in North America, and in the GTD class, the GT Daytona class, and in that there is an award for the highest placed bronze driver throughout the season, and Brendan Reeb in the Optimum Inception Racing McLaren won that last year, so he gets an automatic entry into this year's Le Mans. Did you see what Forza Motorsport posted about the Porsche 963? No, I haven't. Is this on Twitter? Let me have a look. Oh, I think I've just seen what you sent. Yep. So it looks like Forza Motorsport has enabled the Porsche 963 for free until the 19th of June. Now it looks like Sebring's also going to be entering on Forza Motorsport as well, so that's pretty interesting, isn't it? Thank you, Jez, for the likes. Oh, did they? Apparently, 4-time F1 champion Sebastian Vettel is driving at Le Mans. Well, he's not. He's not on the entry list, so he's definitely not. But still currently got Toyota fastest at the moment, so not looking good if you're not a Toyota fan, but and it is a 1-2 from Toyota. The number 7 is currently fastest, and the number 8 second. We've then got the art car from BMW, number 20 of Robin Fries in third currently. Just 0.7 seconds behind the fastest Toyota currently. also mention that in the LMP2 class, there is 2 separate classes. There's the LMP2 class, and then there's the LMP2 Pro-Am class. And it currently does look like there is a Pro-Am car fastest. Good to see that the Corvettes are back for Le Mans. Obviously, great seeing them in the GTEs recently, but obviously with the new regulations, the new format with the LMG, it's good to see that they've brought out a new car and that TF Sport British squad has brought them into the WEC series. Does a driver have to be on the entry list to be driving? Otherwise, Seb could make an appearance in the race. Yes, they will have to be on the entry list. There's also a case that any Le Mans rookies, so anyone who hasn't raced at Le Mans before, they have to complete 5 laps before the race. So I think most of them did it during the test day on Sunday, but Jack Hawksworth, who's being called up for the Lexus RCF GT3 of Akotis ASP, he hasn't set those laps, so he'll have to set these laps during one of the sessions today or tomorrow to be able to race on Saturday at the Le Mans. You're still thinking what teams you should pick for the predictions. You're tending to Porsche. Yeah, Porsche is a good shout, but also Toyota, obviously. For me, I'm going to most likely pick a Porsche for the fantasy most likely pick a Toyota for the fantasy because it's Toyota. They've got so much experience and support for Le Mans. I wouldn't be surprised. It does look like the number 12 Hertzheim Jota of Callum, the previous winner of the 6 Hours of Spa, has just gone across the line in first. So that's pretty exciting. Who do you think is winning and who do you spot? It's way too early to guess who's going to win.
I'm sticking with the prediction that whoever wins this session wins the entire race.
I mean, that's a bold one, but it's a fair point. As I said, it's way too early to predict who's going to win. We're only on Wednesday. The race is on Saturday. The race ends on Sunday. So you've got so much time in what could happen. We saw it last year. Toyota were very dominant last year at Le Mans, but then had some issues throughout the race, which meant that Ferrari won. So don't count Toyota out, really. Who do I support? Tough one. Cadillacs. I like the Cadillacs. I think they're pretty cool cars. Obviously, the big V8s. Who else do I support? Ferrari. I'm not really a Toyota supporter.
I would say that we are probably more enjoyers of the racing itself than individual cars or teams.
Yeah.
At least my point of view.
There are some cars that I have favourites of. So, for example, I don't really have a favourite in hypercar per se. I mean, I like the Jota Porsches because of Jenson Button and Callum. They are pretty cool guys, and Jenson Button's my hero. 2009, which was the year that he won the Formula One World Championship. That was the first year I started to watch F1, so he is sort of my hero in motorsport. So seeing him in the Porsche at Le Mans, it's amazing to see. So he's definitely going to be one of those that I'm going to be rooting for. In LMP2, United are always, up there. Obviously, a British team. They've got a couple of British drivers, and they're, one of the most successful teams, I guess, in LMP2 here. So them, obviously, you got Spike from AO by TF. I think they're definitely the fan favorite. They've got also a great lineup. You've got Robert Kubica, Louis Dalitraz, and who's the other one?
Robert Kubica is racing in the 83 AF Corsa.
Oh, of
Not
course,
AO by TF.
Who's racing in the AO then? I can't remember. Give me 1 second and I'll find out. PJ Hyatt, Louis Dalitraz, and Alex Quinn. They are in the Pro-Am class, though, so it would be surprising to see if they do get to the top of the race in class, at least. But we'll see what can happen. However, in GT3, though, I think I have a few more favorite cars or cars I support. I think any McLarens I will happily support. So obviously the Inception Racing one, but obviously the United Autosports as well. As I've said, they have a great history at Le Mans, and it's great to see them, doing a GT3 to get into the series this year. Obviously, the Mustangs, amazing sound. They look amazing. They sound amazing. Just wow. And then the Corvettes and the Aston Martins are probably my favorites. So those are who I'll be looking out for the session.
Yo, welcome, yo, Newfelt. Even though I have the sub, even though I have the WEX subscription, the free practice stream is blocked in my country. So here I am. Well, you're more than welcome to stay here the entire week.
You're more than welcome to stay. Yeah, absolutely, it'd be great to have you. Try you in. Be interesting to see what country you're blocking the WEC subscription. Lyric, do you like Alpine and WEC? So you want to see them well? Yeah, but they're French. Also, yeah, you are true. They have got Mick Schumacher. I do like Mick Schumacher and Ferdinand Habsburg. He is a great driver. Obviously, he's been out of it for a couple. He had a back injury while testing for Alpine, so it's unfortunate to see that. But he had Jules Gounon covering for him throughout that period. But hopefully they can get some good results here at their home race. Yeah, it's great to see you here, Jay. Hope you're doing well, and hope you enjoy it. Who are you supporting for this week? Quite a few people coming into the pits now, actually, so it'd be interesting to see what they're doing. That DKR engineering car does look beautiful. I'm going to send you a picture quickly, Ches, and hopefully you can get it up on the stream. Big Porsche fan, but I work at BMW, so root for them as well. And GT3 also BMW and Porsche, but also McLaren because it's their return. Yeah, it's a good point to make about McLaren returning to Le Mans and to WEC. Obviously, they've not been in since the McLaren P1 in the 90s, actually. And what's really interesting as well is that the liveries are inspired by those cars, so that's awesome. Yeah, Porsche as well, BMW, I think Porsche are doing pretty well in hypercar, as we've seen 2 wins already this season, and very good results in IMSA as well. BMW not so much in hypercar, but obviously great results in GT3. Obviously they've got Valentino Rossi. He brings quite a few fans over to the sport, so that's pretty cool to see. Joe, you never did answer what country you were in, where you were blocked, so it'd still be interesting to see where you are. Thank you as well for the subscribes. If you are subscribing and liking the video, it's great to see you guys join us. Obviously, we're quite new, so it's great to see you all joining us, though. Thank you. Into third, which is exciting to see. I think that's pretty cool. Don't think my live timing is updating, which is not very good. So I'll get that sorted for myself quickly. Cheers, check DM. Not DM, thingy. They're already getting some chat limits in here at the moment, which isn't good to see, but we'll see how that evolves over the time. We're already half an hour into this session. It's going like so quickly at the moment. I have just mentioned that Aston Martin obviously will be returning to the top step of Le Mans next year. They'll be bringing Aston Martin Valkyrie project, which is absolutely incredible. I think will do absolute wonders for the sport. I think, and obviously the increase of hypercars in recent times has been absolutely amazing. So it'll be really good to see another manufacturer on the grid. Great to see them getting good results as well within their GT3 program as well. Obviously, they've released their Aston Martin Vantage Evo this year. It recently recorded its first international win the other weekend at in the Super GT series. I had to think about that for a second. I thought it was Fuji for a second. It does look like we just had a little bit of yellow flag there. I'm not sure what happened, but like it's back to green, so it's all good. Still, Team Joe to number 12 on pole. Well, not pole, but fastest lap at the moment, and then followed by the 7 Toyota Gazoo Racing. And then the number 2 Cadillac Racing of Alex Lynn. Obviously, if you were watching the Spa 6 hours, obviously we had quite a large incident for that car involved with a GT3 back marker. Obviously, the stewards did decide that it was the Cadillac's fault, and I completely agree with that. and they will be taking a grid penalty for this race, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see how the Cadillac does. As I said, I do love the cars. I think they're pretty amazing, but can do with that penalty that they've got for causing that incident last race. Interesting to see that the Alpines are still 4th and 5th currently. It's really impressive from them. Obviously, the home heroes, you could call them, as well as the Peugeot, but obviously they're not doing too well at the moment. 12th and 15th currently, which isn't the greatest, but Ferrari don't seem to be doing too well either. But, this is only practice. You can't take much from practice, but it's important to take what's going to happen tonight. Obviously, qualifying session tonight. Be interesting to see who comes out on top there. If you do have any questions or any comments you'd like to make, please do give us a comment in the chat and let us know where you're watching from, who you're supporting, etc. like that. We do also have a Twitter as well, so if you do want to go follow us on there, send us a tweet, a follow, a like. We'll be posting a few updates throughout the weekend. We are going to be here throughout the weekend off Le Mans to bring you live timing. If you can't watch the sessions live or anything like that for any reason, feel free to pop along and listen to us talk for a bit, and yeah, have some fun. Guess who's back? It's you.
I've never been away.
Not you. I'm talking to the chat. Mr. Michael's back.
Welcome back, Michael.
We need to do that counter of how many times a Mustang is on the stream. Because we can tick that off now.
I will sort that before the next stream.
And it's back on the stream again.
That's 2. They're going
That's
into my
2 already.
Yeah, that's 2.
In the bank.
Yeah, I'm noting it down. Is the NASCAR driving this year again, or?
Not this year, no. Unfortunately, it's
Boo.
last year it was part of the Garage 56. Sorry, is it 56? Something like that. So it was sort of an innovative aspect of it. So they had to do a lot of development of the car, to the NASCAR car, to get it ready for a Le Mans race. It beat the Glickenhaus or the Van Wall, I think it was. It beat the Van Wall, so it did quite well, to be fair. It was obviously driven by Jenson Button, who's currently in a Jota Porsche. So, yeah.
Speaking of which, here we have the Jota.
We have the Jota. And it is
obviously not something that you guys...
Jenson Button not in the car at the moment, I was saying.
Yeah, but it was the car.
It was the same car, yeah. Well, it's like quite a few cars are currently coming back into the pits and back into their garages, so probably just trying to iron out a few issues that they've got, maybe.
It would be fun to see the NASCAR back on track. Having it be sort of the same as the Dacia at the Nordschleife, and we have a car off.
Oh,
and
no.
A yellow flag. Trying to figure out where he is.
And that is the number 65 Panis. Wow. Who's currently in that? That is Rodrigo Sales in the that looks like it is going up into the Dunlop chicane, which is just after the main straight, actually. So no idea how he's got there.
Yeah, that car is stationary.
On an outlap. Yeah, on an outlap there, and
that's the Mustang for 3 times this stream so far. Behind him.
Did he get tapped? Mustang, maybe.
No, he lost it all on himself.
Lost it. Looks like he was on cold tires, perhaps. But shame for that to happen. It's a beautiful livery, that is, I must say.
And we have a slow zone 1.
And that's the first slow zone off the test session. No Garage 59.6 this year, no. Van Moore heartbreaks. Opinions on the BMW M4 Evo. You think it's cool? I think, obviously BMW is very, very strong at the moment. I think it is very competitive and it's been very good lately. So I think, it will do well. So there's going to be a telehandler on the gravel at the first slow zone area. Race director Eduardo Freitas is just currently briefing all of the teams, mentioning that track safety for Eduardo Freitas is the most important thing that he has. I think he's a very good race director. Obviously, he did do a couple of F1 races at one point, but don't think he was very popular in that. But for WEC and for Le Mans, I think he's a very good race director, and we saw it at Spa recently. Deciding to add on all of that extra time back onto the race so that they could finish it on. I think they did very well with that. So yeah, we'll see. I think he's very fair and very regimental in how he works. It's like the Panis team are having pretty quick debrief at the moment, just talking about what happened there and what they're going to do from now.
The car has been moved. It is not stationary in the sand anymore.
Lovely. Again, very good from the marshals and from the race direction team there. So enabling all the teams to get back racing. Well, not racing, but back on track. Yeah, he really beached that into the gravel there. I think that's, he went a little bit further than he should have gone there. Cadillac's currently stuck into the pits with an LMP2 in front of him. Really got quite a great entry list this year. I think we've got, some really great drivers in. Obviously, Jenson Button, as I previously mentioned, Callum Ilott, who's been doing quite a few reserve duties for Arrow McLaren in the IndyCar series. I think he's been doing very well as well. You've got Roman Grosjean, Jack Aitken, who recently just won a couple of races in DTM this weekend. Very, very promising guy. Obviously, they had quite a big incident last year at the start of the race of last year's 24 hours, and they are removing that slow zone, so we are back to green flag running.
And Jack Aitken was in a pretty bad crash at Spa a couple of years ago as well, right? Was it last year or the year before?
That wasn't actually him. That was Renger van der Zande.
No, Jack Aitken broke a collarbone up Rouge at Spa a couple of years ago. If it was last year or the year before. It was a heavy crash.
He wasn't in a hypercar. He was in a Lamborghini GT3.
Oh no, this is for the GT World Challenge I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was in a 24 Hours of Spa crash in 2021. So he obviously made quite a big comeback lately. So really good to see him back on the scene and really competitive as well.
That 24 Hours Spa 2021, yeah. That might actually have been probably the worst incident that I have ever seen on a live race.
Yeah. I mean, there's been quite a few pretty serious crashes in this year. I mean, you look at this year, for example, you look at obviously the Nürburgring 24 just a couple of weeks ago. You saw the big crash between the race leading BMW with a few lower classes. That was pretty big. You had a big crash in Sebring at the 12 Hours of Sebring from one of the Cadillacs. Pipo Derani was in it. He's actually in this race today. Well, in this practice session today. So, just this year alone, we've had quite a few big crashes. Spa crash a few weeks ago. Well, a couple of months ago for the Cadillac as well. Just a testament of the time, I guess, and the safety of the cars and what they're all doing. I think it's amazing that they are able to walk away from these incidents and be able to go back racing weeks later. Also mentioning other people in this race, you've obviously got Valentino Rossi. You've got Scott Dixon, Alex Palau. Got all of these big names in the motorsports scene. And it's great to see them branching into other series other than, Formula Series or IndyCar or something like that. So really good stuff.
It's quite cold in France at this time of the year. The air temperature of only 16 degrees, 16.5 degrees Celsius. That's cold.
It is pretty cold.
I mean, here in Sweden, we currently have the same weather, roughly. I don't know how it's in the UK for you guys, but it's chilly outside.
If you have just joined us, we've just been live for about an hour now. So we've just been live for over an hour, actually. So we hope you're enjoying what we're doing. Obviously, this is our first stream doing this sort of thing. We're going to be live again tonight for the qualifying session. So hopefully you will join us then as well. We'll obviously try and improve as much as we can. We're definitely going to be making some changes between the break, between now and qualifying. So, hopefully it's all good. If you do have anything you'd like to say or suggest or anything like that, then please just do send us a message on the stream and we'll get to that pretty soon. If you are joining us, though, please remember to like, subscribe, share this live stream. We've got loads of content coming this week just from Le Mans. It'd be great to see you guys. We are in quite a lull at the moment. We've got no changes in terms of the top 3 at the moment, or even the top 5 at the moment. So it is still the number 12 Hertz Team Jota Porsche 963 in first for Kyler Milot, a 3:26.610. In P2 is Nick De Vries in the number 7 Toyota Gazoo Racing Toyota GR 010. Which is 0.3 seconds behind. Behind him, number 2 Cadillac Racing Cadillac V Series R of Alex Lynn with a time just 0.318 seconds behind the Jota Porsche. So promising from all of them here. Alpine are currently 4th and 5th, which is surprising. Only 0.8 seconds behind P1 currently. So it's the 36 of Matthew Vaxivière. And then Ferdinand Habsburg in the number 35 currently. In LMP2, we've still got the Neo by TF Sport, the Spike LMP2 in first. You've then got the Duquesne 30, followed by the United Sports 23. In GT3, you still Inception Racing McLaren. 258.7 from them, so currently 2/10 ahead of the next McLaren as well. So it's a McLaren, Aston Martin, Ferrari, Ford, McLaren, Lexus, Ferrari, Lexus, BMW, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Corvette, Ford, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Porsche, Lamborghini, BMW, Corvette, and a Mustang. And a reminder, there is 62 cars on track. Well, centered in this race. Obviously, not all of them are on track at the moment. Quite a few are in the pits, but that happens. It looks like there's a little bit of an issue for the number 19 Lamborghini at the moment. Andrea Caldarelli, currently in the car, is shaking his head quite aggressively in the car. Seems like they might have quite an issue at the moment. Something wrong with the wheel. Maybe some lights flashing in the car which are not meant to be flashing, but
just a quick warning that I will need to be heading out for around an hour, in around half an hour or so.
I might also have to be checking out in a bit. I've got my car is currently having its MOT done. It failed last night, so it's had to be over at the garage overnight. Suspension broke, surprisingly. So, but yeah. So I might have to pop out if I get a call saying it's ready. I'll have to go get that. So, but we will keep it on the live timing so you can see all the live timing happening. We have just over an hour of free practice one so far. And who currently leads with the most laps? Got 15 laps from the fast car. 16 laps seems like it's the most. If you are joining us, please let us know where you're watching from. If you are also watching, please remember to give us a like, give us a subscribe, share us around. We are going to be live throughout this Le Mans week.
It does appear that a wild Lewis Ricard has appeared here.
Welcome, Lewis Ricard.
Lewis Rick 96 even.
Calling
Welcome,
him by
Lewis.
his proper name.
Yeah, proper name for a proper guy.
It does look like quite a few cars are currently getting stop and go penalties. for not for not following race directors' instructions. So it's not great.
There's a big train of cars just exiting the Mulsanne area. In general, the Mulsanne corner here, on their way up to Indianapolis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think they're closer to 7 or 8 cars there. But interesting to see how some of the parts of the track have been completely empty, and some are having big trains and big group of cars here.
Yeah, I mean that's just the essence of this track. You know, it's such a big track, so many cars, 62 as I previously mentioned. So trying to find a space where one car can just be. Obviously, a couple of cars might be lapping each other. Cars might be using each other as a slipstream or something like that. But yeah. Seems to be a yellow flag again at the moment.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where, as I don't have anything on my stream.
Marshall post 30. Porsche curves.
Yeah, the live timing still says green flag, but there is indeed a car off on the entry. He almost smacked the wall.
Oh.
Slow zone in 20 seconds.
So United Autosports, Ben Keating, I think.
Yeah, he's gone straight on the entry to the Porsche curves. Seems like.
So it is the number 22, I believe. 23, sorry. 23 United Autosports LMP2 has just beached it into the wall. It's very interesting. The race director is currently asking the driver of 23 to weave as much as possible to get all of the gravel out of the car and to the track. I think that was a pretty interesting.
Definitely an interesting call, but I also feel like it sounds like a good idea.
Of course it is. It's an amazing idea, I think. Obviously, I don't think they don't want to have much gravel on the track because that's not going to be good for anyone, really.
I mean, this isn't rallying, so...
No, exactly. And as I mentioned earlier, I think, Eduardo Freitas is a very good race director in this aspect, and he deserves to be paid more, I think.
So you're gonna pay the difference then?
Oh, I wish. I wish I could be there right now, but obviously no.
It's always next year.
Next year, yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, for the 24 Hours of Le Mans 2025, the Endurance Chaps will be live on site.
Yes. Hopefully, that will be the plan. If you are at Le Mans and you're watching this, do say hello. Where are you watching from? If you're not at Le Mans, though, do let us know where you are watching from. It'll be interesting to see where you are from. And let us know who you're supporting. Any drivers, teams, or cars. Let us know. BMW has slotted themselves into 4th position with Robin Friends, the number 20. That's the art car. So it does look like the 23 is back moving again, so hopefully the slow zone will be removed pretty soon. Doesn't look like there's much gravel on the car. So he must have got rid of that pretty quickly, but good to see that he's back on track and at least slow zone is pretty short.
Yeah, going slow through the Porsche curves is never a bad idea.
No, absolutely.
So if anything, it's probably one of the better places to have a slow zone on.
Absolutely, yeah. Isidor has spun just after the main straight, so see how they can do this weekend. They're not doing too well at the moment, but let's have a look where they are. They're currently 23rd overall, 23rd in class, so there is only 23 hypercars, so they are currently last in class. And they are 7.3 seconds behind the leading car. The next car ahead of them is the number 63 Lamborghini from Iron Links of Mirko Bortolotti, who is only 4.1 seconds behind the leader. So Isidor is acting like an LMP2 at the moment. The fastest LMP2 is 7.6 seconds behind the leader, and the Isidor is only 7.3 seconds. So only 0.3 seconds between the slowest hypercar and the fastest LMP2. Wow. And once again, the full track is green, so all of the cars are going to be pushing again once here. Alpine have Mick Schumacher currently in their car. Yes, Ollie, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. Is last in class. 7.3 seconds behind the number 12 of Jota. And only 0.3 seconds faster than the fastest LMP2. So not too well for the Isidor Frascini squads. realised that my laptop isn't charging at the moment. We want another nerd to join the live stream. I mean, we could do. What do you think, Chaz?
Absolutely. Since I'm having to leave in about 10 minutes ish, let's bring Ollie in.
Sounds good. All right, Ollie, I'll get you an invite and get you over. Good afternoon, Ollie. How are you doing?
Yo.
Welcome to the stream.
I'm going to hear myself on the stream feedback in a second. It's going to trip me out.
Yeah, turn it off. Turn it off.
So now that we have Ollie in here, I will leave you guys in the good hands of Ollie and Charlie for about an hour and a half, roughly.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be back
hilarious.
before the end of this. I don't know. Otherwise, there's a big chance that you guys will have to endure around 10-20 minutes of just an empty live timing.
Well, that's fine.
But that's fine. It won't be like this for the rest of the week. It's just today.
Just today.
Bye, everybody.
Sorry, I'm just catching myself up with where everyone is. I've only just opened timing 71, so
yeah,
just having a look at where we're at.
I think it's pretty interesting that Toyota aren't on the top so far. I think, obviously.
See, that doesn't massively surprise me. I think obviously Toyota have a good reputation here. They've won it on the trot for however many years.
Yeah.
You know, they were dominant throughout the tail end of the LMP1 era, after the Audi R18 left the field, and then obviously through the hypercar era they were dominant because their only real competition were Alpine, who were running an LMP2 car that had been bumped up to an LMP1 car that had then been re-bumped up to be a hypercar.
Yeah, I mean,
so it was essentially useless. And Glickenhaus, who most of the time couldn't make it past the 8-hour mark before the car/gearbox decided that it didn't want to exist anymore.
Exactly. So, I think, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, really. I think, you know, obviously we know that Porsche is strong anyway. You know, the results in the series so far, along with IMSA, and, you know, Porsche was absolutely dominant with the 911, you know, a decade ago, let's say. So, you know, expect them to be good.
The spread of times for the 963 is pretty big, you know. Yes, we've got a 963 currently sitting at the top of the pile on a 26.6, but we've also got two 963s sitting third and fourth last on the current timings. Interestingly, one of them as well. Well, realistically, the big thing is that the Porsche Penske Motorsport cars, in fact, they're not at the top of the stack at the moment. At the moment, it's that Hertz Team Jota car sitting at the top of the pack, which to some people, I would say, you know, they might not have expected. But I think I was I'm not massively surprised by that. You know, Hertz Team Jota as a team have got so much depth and breadth of experience in endurance racing.
Especially at Le Mans.
You know, they've run a car at Le Mans every year since the early 2000s. Like, these guys know Le Mans.
Yeah.
You know,
these guys are the, you know, obviously we saw them running in LMP2 for most of that time. So, you know, they've got the experience. They've won Le Mans multiple times. They've tried it in other cars as well, but, you know, they've never had such a competitive car to get the lead, I guess.
Yeah, well, and at the moment, realistically, they're the ones that are carrying the momentum. You know, those Porsches are carrying so much momentum in endurance racing at the moment. Yellow flag at Marshall Post 3. That must be up at Dunlop.
Yeah, that is Post 3.
Not sure who we've lost. Looks like it's a hypercar that's come to a stop. It's going to be the 20. I think it might be the 21 Proton Competition Porsche 963 that's currently stopped on track.
The 21? Do you mean the 99? 99 is in pits.
Yeah, sorry, currently. The 90. Currently showing us in the pits, is he? Which Porsches? Right, so Porsche's on track at the moment. We've got the second Hertz Team Jota car, 38.
It's the 35 Alpine, I believe.
Oh, lol.
Going slow just out the pit exit. Showing that on stream as well. But yeah, I think the thing that's interesting as well is most likely the Mecha Chrome just failed on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you look at... I was watching the full access, the WEC full access last night from the Spa race, actually. Just so I could go through it. And obviously, you know, at the end of it, the Porsche Penske guys were saying, you're not meant to beat a factory Porsche to the Jota guys. And obviously, you know, Jota won that race and Porsche Penske won the Qatar race. But also were on the podium at Qatar, the Jota team. So,
yeah, absolutely.
They're absolutely up there. It's just...
And it's like, obviously, you're not supposed to beat the Porsche Penske team, but Hertz Team Jota have got such a rich history with endurance racing. You're not going to stop them. They are incredible strategists. We've seen them pull some incredible strategies. Looking back at the LMP2 days,
absolutely.
You know, their strategy calls are almost always bang on.
So
it works.
It does look like that 35 Alpine off Ferdinand Habsburg. His dashboard looks dead as soon as he came out the pits.
So he came running out the pits
and then parked it up on the side. Like he's gone again though, so probably just a power cycle control out delete.
So he's got going and has now stopped again.
He
got going on exit of pit lane. He stopped on exit of pit lane, got going, got through Dunlop 1-2, and is now stopped again on the inside out of the second corner of the Dunlop chicane.
Christ. This isn't good. I've just heard from another source. Engine's running, but it's not taking throttle, so they might have a throttle issue at the moment, which doesn't seem good.
That'll be
an hour and a half. Yeah, absolutely.
That'll be
we've got an hour and a half off. Exactly. We've got an hour and a half, just under an hour and a half off running left, so see what happens here then.
Giving up on Lord Latifi stream.
I am streaming it if you want to watch it.
Are you streaming it into the voice chat?
Discord, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Lol.
And it's the WEC stream, so...
Yeah, pulled over again on the top of Dunlop. That's going to be a meme. Watch how quickly that camera shot is going to be turned into a meme.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, they've red flagged it. They have red flagged it. And it looks like there's a
that's because we've got another
car stopped on the mountain.
Lexus?
That looks like a Lexus.
That is the rear end of a Lexus. By the looks of things.
Let me just have a look for that.
I'm trying to see which Lexuses we've got out on track at the moment. Is it maybe the tail end of the
78 Lexus of Arnold currently stopped after the end of Mulsanne.
It looks at the... Oh, yeah, it is the 78. Yeah, fair enough. It says that they're still in the pit. So obviously, they've only just come out.
Top tip, on the live timing that we've got actually on the stream, if you hover over a car on the live timing, it will show you the location and it will highlight it on the map.
I'm not sure what the live timing using for the stream is.
Do you want me to send you a link for it?
Yeah, go on, because I'm using timing 71 at the moment, which is very good for telling you when there's yellow flags and stuff, but doesn't have a map.
Oh, you won't be able to see that shit. Sorry, I didn't swear there.
It's fine. We're more than 30 seconds into the stream.
We're well more than 30 seconds into the stream, mate.
So all that matters for, oh yeah, of course. I always forget that WEC has their own live timing page.
Yeah, and it's cool because it shows if you highlight over the thing, it shows it where it is on track.
Yeah, I'm just splitting my screen. So
I've currently got. Do you want to see my setup currently? It's amazing.
I bet it's insane.
It's amazing.
Because I've now got timing 71 open for yellow flags and marshal posts. Oh, that could be nasty for Alpine. Did you hear that? Habsburg saying that the engine is sounding really bad.
That's a Mechachrome for you.
Mechachrome moment. The first one of the season, though. They've got pretty far.
Well, yeah. I've just sent it in the Togo chat.
Jesus wept.
It's crazy, isn't it?
You are set up, my guy.
I am, man. Everything's running fine, apart from on track, Isidor. Isidor just joined in chat and he said, everything went out. No, not really.
No,
red flag.
No, not really. Yeah, currently on a red flag, we've got 2 cars stopped. We've lost the 35 Alpine hypercar, although that appears to have been cleared off track already at the Dunlop chicane.
Yeah.
And as you can see at the moment, we've got the 78 Akodis ASP team Lexus RCF GT3 also pulled over.
Well, the stream can't see the live stream, so
no,
we're only
but you can see it on the yeah. If you were watching the stream, you'd be able to see it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Peugeot's being wheeled back into the pit lane. Those Peugeots have been nasty drives from what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
They are, and I can't stress this enough, bumpy.
Yeah. I think, obviously they were built for Le Mans before without
it's moving.
Oh, it's moving. He's kindly got something.
Oh, it doesn't sound brilliant, does it?
Not a reliability issue, apparently.
So they got Mechachrome. Nice.
Well, the Lexus is getting on the back of the truck, so hopefully we can get going pretty soon. And obviously,
yeah, it's going to be about how long it takes for them to trundle around the track at 60 to 80 kilometers an hour, which is what I'm assuming they're doing.
Yeah,
because I expect he's just on the pit limiter and just trundling around like that, so that it's at least consistent stress on the engine.
Yeah.
So I expect we're going to have probably at least another
10 minutes.
There he is at the end of the Mulsanne. Okay, so we've not got too long left of the track. I reckon we got probably another 2 to 3 minutes of red flag before that car is back in the pit lane. Oh no, those are the other cars that are already on track.
Yeah, cars that just started their laps, I think. Eduardo Freitas is incredibly busy this afternoon. Then for the first practice session, he's already had, quite a few cars going off and slow zones already, and now a red flag. So that's not great
he's already
for
been
them.
Able to slow down, has he?
No, but as I was mentioning, I don't know if you were in the stream earlier, but I was mentioning that Eduardo Freitas probably the greatest thing for WEC and for Le Mans. Obviously, he's not rated by the F1 fans, but that doesn't matter because he's doing well for WEC. And
I mean, I would say he's probably undeniably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, race director that anyone has ever seen.
I mean, what he did at Spa, of the whole race, well, not extending the race, but yeah, it's absolutely. So we did doing well for that. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Ollie. Getting straight into the action already as soon as you joined.
Okay, the number 35 car isn't miles away. The number 35 car has just gone through the Mulsanne corner, is running down the straight towards Indianapolis now. Looks to be moving at least a somewhat decent speed now. So,
yeah,
we'll wait and see. I reckon once we get all these, once the 35 is back in the pit lane, I reckon we'll be back to green flag pretty quickly, because I think it'll pretty much directly coincide with the truck being onto the access roads to get that Lexus RCF GT3 back to the Akodis guys.
And that's the beauty about this circuit, is obviously this access roads. You mean we looked at Nürburgring the other week, and there's not access roads everywhere. They have to drive on the track for miles and miles to get back to terra firma, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see where the Mustangs are currently doing. So, I'm going to sort my timing out by class. So currently the highest Mustang is P6 in class, P45 overall. The next one is P57, so 18th in class. And then P62, last car overall, 23rd in class. So
yeah, it's not been brilliant for the Ford guys really so far.
it hasn't really, no.
Obviously the top placed Proton car isn't miles off, only 5th in class, not miles off the off of the overall pace, but not exactly what you'd want, is it? Still,
no, exactly.
You're looking 0.6 of a second off the pace, which obviously at a track this length is pretty much next to nothing. But
yeah, absolutely. We were mentioning earlier that it was looking quite cool. I think when Chaz was mentioning it, he said it was about 13 degrees, 18 degrees there. It's quite humid at the moment, 47% humidity, and a 27.3 track temperature. So I think the main thing that we take from this, though, is that the wind is currently 6 kilometers an hour. So that's probably what's making it a little bit cooler than it should be, but it's still not too bad. It's warming up at least. Who are you spotting this year? I think that's one thing that we need to mention. Who are you spotting? Who are you thinking of winning the race?
I mean, if we're talking across the whole field, I would really like to see the Hertz team guys come out on top overall. Yeah. I love the Porsche, which helps, and I'm outrageously British. So
yeah, absolutely. Same here.
Jota, Will Stevens, and all the British lot are always an easy choice.
And obviously, Jensen
car, by the way, is now coming towards the Ford chicane, so it's not going to be long before we are looking to be getting back to green here. I don't expect.
The 35 is just coming through the last few corners at the moment. Should be coming back onto into the pit lane about now. It does look like on our stream, timing is broken. It says it's green flag. That's not right.
I don't know why, because the window that I've got open definitely says red flag, and if you're just live streaming the window, there shouldn't be a problem.
To be fair though, when I had that stream open, it was saying the same, so I think we're going to have to switch to a different live timing stream instead. So I'll get that sorted out for you in a minute.
Anyways, looking further down into the LMP2 field, I know that they're not exactly running brilliantly at the moment, but the CrowdStrike Racing by APR guys, I've got a little soft spot for them, especially for Nicky Katzberg.
Yeah, I mean, Nicky Katzberg is amazing. I mean, he did amazingly in that Corvette last year. That he's not in a GT drive this year, but he is driving in the Corvettes in IMSA, so you've got that. But he is, yeah, he's a great driver. Obviously, won Nürburgring 24 last year, didn't win it this year, but didn't actually race it this year, did he? He was over in Detroit. You're using the official wet live timing, but we consider something out for the qualifying practice later. Yeah, I've just sent a link into the Discord chairs about what we should use. But yeah, it does look like it's broken. Not official YouTube. Is this timing correct? No, it's not. We are aware. Unfortunately, the person who is actually streaming at the moment isn't around. But we will be live for majority of the Le Mans sessions this week, so we've got plenty of time to fix everything out, and we'll get this sorted for qualifying practice tonight, which is at 7 p.m. local time. So please
6 p.m. our time.
6 p.m. our time, yeah. So please do hop along if you are interested. If you are watching, if you're listening, or anything like that, please do remember to subscribe, like, share.
That's promising.
Take a look into our chat and let us know where you're watching, who you're supporting, and all of that. Could be good to see.
Just for anyone who doesn't currently have a stream open, the number 77 Proton competition has just had its bonnet taken off, and there are some mechanics looking over that engine bay.
And that car is currently...
The number 77, I believe, is the P5 in class car.
It's the P6 class. P6.
Oh, P6 in class. Someone else has jumped ahead of them last time I looked, then that's fair.
In GT3, it's quite interesting, actually, that the number 70 Inception Racing McLaren is pole. Well, not pole, but fastest. 59 United.
Those Inception guys were good last year as well, and it looks like we might be green flag
again.
Green flag again, just haven't caught up yet. Because cars are out on track. Here we go, green flag, wonderful news.
And the number 27 Heart of Racing Aston Martin.
Heart of Racing Aston Martin, yeah. Heart of Racing guys are good as well. I like that.
Yeah, I think, as I said earlier, I think I'm going to be supporting the McLarens and the Aston Martins mostly. Unbiased, no, definitely biased opinion. But yeah, I'll definitely be supporting them. So. We'll always be looking out for them. I think as well, as I mentioned earlier, Isidor Fraschini 7.3 seconds behind the leaders. And then the fastest LMP2, which is the Spike AO by TF car, is only 0.3 slower than the Isidor, so not looking great for the Isidor at the moment, really.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think it would not surprise me if the Isidor got
a boot
genuinely outpaced in qualifying, probably by the
absolutely
by some of the LMP2s. It's just, I mean, you can't be surprised by it because they've just not got the lineup, and the car isn't. Admittedly, the car isn't brilliant, but at the same time, they're running drivers who have no experience in anything this powerful or with this much downforce.
I mean, they've got Jean-Carl Vernet, who is pretty well known. I'm just looking at his Wikipedia article at the moment.
I mean, he's done a lot of
TCR.
Yeah, but never stuff that's more than like GT3 level. I don't think.
Yeah,
he's never done like LMP2 or anything, from what I remember.
Yeah, just looking at him, he's done
just
Super GT
3 series,
GTE. He used to drive in WEC, so he won the LMGT. No, he won LMGTE AM in 2013 at Le Mans. Let's have a look at what he was driving that year. He was in a Porsche 911 GT3R, IMSA Performance Matmut. So he's got the experience of Le Mans and endurance racing, but not in a hypercar. He's not even done anything in an LMP2.
It's his teammates that are going to be letting him down realistically.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Like the guy who's currently in that car, Bennett, has never driven anything higher than I think like an F4 car. Mad. Or F3 possibly.
I think he did do a bit of European Le Mans and Asian Le Mans in preparation for this. So just looking at his results, he's done a lot of Formula 4 and Formula 3. He then did Asian Le Mans this series in an LMP2. And was meant to do Europe, I think, but he was meant to do it, but he's not actually done any of the races yet, so he's not got much experience. But, you know, this is his first time. And then who's the other one? Antonio Serraval, isn't it?
Yeah, if I remember, he's the really, like, just thrown in at the last minute one.
Yeah. So he's done a lot of, he's Canadian, so he's done a lot of sort of open wheels in America. So he's done the Indy Lights series in 2022. Didn't do too well. In IMSA in last year, he did Daytona in an LMP3, but withdrew. Not withdrew, was retired at the end of it, and then thrown straight into a hypercar. I don't think he's ready. He shouldn't be doing this, really.
No, but your problem is, who are you going to get?
Yeah. So a couple of penalties coming through for a few cars for stop-and-go penalties for slow zone procedures. 5-minute stop-and-goes, so we'll see what that does. Chaz has just said in stream that all times mentioned are shown in local track time. Myself and Ollie are in the UK, but I will be trying to use the time in France as much as possible just to make sure we're all on the same page. But yeah. The next session that we'll be live for is qualifying tonight at 7 p.m. local time, 6 p.m. UK time if you are in the UK for me and Ollie. But yeah, should be interesting.
So what I was going to say about Isidor Fraschini is that realistically they've ended up with, and I'm talking in their favour here, they've ended up with relatively slim picking.
Yeah.
They are an essentially unknown car brand. I'd never heard of them before they launched the Tipo 6.
Neither.
You would have to have insane in-depth knowledge of specifically Italian motor racing to know that they existed.
And specifically ancient vintage motorsport.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, if you're a platinum driver who's eligible to drive in a hypercar and has had previous LMP1 experience or F1 experience or, you know, previous high, you know, top flight motorsport experience, if you had Isidor Fraschini knocking on your door, but then you also had Hertz Team Jota knocking on your door in the Porsche 963, you know, you're not going to pick Isidor, are you? Let's face it.
Of course. I've just actually looked at the Wikipedia page. The racing car that Isidor Fraschini made was in 1908.
Yeah.
So, you know, they've got history, but they've not got history in racing. That car didn't even race at Le Mans. You know, it's just not acceptable, I don't think, really. It does look like we've got yellow flag through the Mulsanne straight, through that section. I'm not sure who or what.
Brilliant.
But
yeah, we have got a slow car.
Gonna try and have a look for who it is. Oh, it's someone in Mulsanne chicane 1. There is a car stopped in the first chicane. Just trying to figure out what car it is.
Yeah, I'm just clicking all the cars to try and work out which one it is.
Literally. It's not an
Car
LMP2 or
is the number 86 United Auto Sports car.
86 GR Racing, you mean?
Yes, probably one of them.
GR Racing is
I think it was them.
invitational.
Oh, no, they're now moving again. Don't listen to me. No, I think it might be actually the heart of... Oh no, everyone's moving again, maybe?
It's definitely the 86. On my stream, I've got the 86 has stopped in the first chicane, and they've not currently gone through sector 2.
Yeah, you're right.
So
86 it is in the... Are they running the...
Ferrari 296,
yeah.
So
yeah, there they are.
They've just stopped after the barriers in the chicane, so
I'm assuming they've gone through the runoff.
Yeah, it looks like that.
And is it just me, or does the front left of that car look like it's sitting a little bit low?
It does look a little bit. Surprising to see that Ferrari's not doing too well. Obviously, the Ferrari 296 is quite an accomplished car currently. I think it's pretty popular and definitely on the rise. And
well, I mean, it won its debut event.
Absolutely.
In the hands of Nicky Katzberg, the man we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. I think the McLarens are doing incredibly well in GT3, you know, first, second, and seventh. It's incredible for them. We still have yellow flag. Ferrari stopped on the Mulsanne Daytona chicane, I think it's called now, isn't it? I think they've just switched that over recently.
I believe we have now got marshals on track at Marshall Post 10.
Slow zone 3 at 15:55. So that's Marshall Post 5 and 6.
So that is already in effect. Slow zone is in effect already.
Yeah. I've just noticed we've got 10 likes on the stream, so thank you very much, everyone. I'm glad you are enjoying what we're doing. We are going to be live for this Le Mans week. We're going to get...
So I think Nicky Katzberg must have cleared this car before that slow zone or the yellow flags came into effect, because he has just set a new personal best in that car, which has launched them, taking them off the bottom of the table, now on a 38.1, still 7/10 of a second behind the next LMP2 car in class, but they are now 37th overall, which leaves them 14th in class.
14th in class, yeah.
14th from 17, that is. 14th from 16, sorry. Not brilliant.
Not brilliant, but still there. I do believe that the that car is also in the Pro-Am class, so in terms of Pro-Am position, first, second, third,
that doesn't do loads for them.
Fifth. No, it doesn't. They are last in class still.
Not quite. No, the Cool Racing car is last in class. They are Pro-Am as well. The number 47.
Are they really?
Yes, they are Pro-Am.
Oh yeah, sorry, I missed that. They look exactly the same livery on my screen. Not exactly the same, but they look pretty much the same.
They are very, very similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that leaves them 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Leaves them 7th from 8th. Leaves them 7th from 8 in Pro-Am. Although obviously it is the exact same car, so I tend to bundle them all as LMP2s. Because as the top 3 teams are currently proving, being Pro-Am doesn't mean anything.
No, absolutely. And that's the thing. Obviously, Spike is going to be a fan favourite for this event, so it's great to see this. Shame that we've not got Rexy this year or Roxy, but obviously different teams are running the Porsche in the WEC series. It's also interesting that there's no additional Porsche GT3 entries this year for the Le Mans race. It's very surprising. We've had quite a lot of.
This could be issues on the way for the number 8 Toyota, currently 8 overall and hence in class. Brendan Hartley is under investigation for slow zone procedures at 3:58 local time.
So that will probably be a stop and go for about 5 minutes, probably, most likely.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a pretty flat rate penalty for WEC. They take their slow zones very, very seriously here.
Yeah, especially
in fact, they tend to take their slow zones more seriously than the guys at the Nürburgring do, and everyone was ripping on them for the penalties they were given for slow zones.
Yeah.
At the N24, well, the N7.5, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was going to make a joke, but it involved so much maths that I didn't know if anyone would get it. It was about the 72 hours of June, which has now been reduced to the 55.5 hours of June.
Yeah.
Yes, the number 3 Cadillac. Tell you what, this Cadillac has been plagued by issues, not just in WEC, but also across the pond in IMSA. They have had some wicked
a lot of bad luck
on those chassis. And Renger van der Zande has been responsible for at least one of them, although it was obviously not his fault, the crash at Spa.
No.
It was a mechanical issue that led to it, but he was at the wheel at the time. And that was a wicked crash, that one at Spa last year.
That was incredible, yeah.
But since then, they had a car written off in this year's 6 Hours of Spa as well, the number 2. And they've had a car written off in IMSA recently as well at the start of the year. At Sebring, yeah, absolutely. Okay. So they are really putting their manufacturing line under stress at the moment.
And obviously Chip Ganassi's not continuing with that project after this year, so it's going to be interesting who takes that up after Chip Ganassi. I mean, Chip Ganassi's got pretty strong history in sports cars, especially over the pond in America, but obviously recently quite well in WEC. It's just a shame that there's only one full-time entry this year for Cadillac, and obviously, with WEC introducing the 2-car limit next year, 2-car minimum next year, I think they're going to have to fix that. Sort that out and choose a manufacturer who.
Because
yeah,
essentially either Cadillac need to accept that it's going to be a big hole in their budget for a while and ramp up the manufacturing to give 2 chassis to WEC, or they need to focus on IMSA, which is their home championship. And I could understand if that was the decision they'd made, but it will be disappointing to see another hypercar leave the field, especially when we're at such a new point of the
program. Yeah.
No.
I think as well as that is obviously the Cadillac's quite a fan favourite. It sounds incredible.
Highly not allowed.
What is that Manti doing?
What is that, man? Didn't Klaus Bachler? Didn't he have a big crash in a Porsche last year? Here at the 24.
Le Mans.
Or am I thinking of the? No, I'm thinking of the movie car, aren't I? The silver car had the big crash in the Porsche curves.
Yeah,
I know which one I'm thinking of, but I can't remember the guy's name.
Jota.
Yes, some big movie star guy was driving it, and I can't remember.
Oh, you're talking about Fassbender.
Yes, Michael Fassbender. There we go. That's weird. Did that man pie just come in, go up on the jacks, go straight back down and back out again?
Maybe.
So why did you need to cut the pit lane line? You clearly didn't need any fuel because you didn't get any fuel on board.
Probably just an issue of communication, I would reckon.
Weird.
Slow
Anyways, we
is
are
ending
full green
soon.
flag again. Slow zone has been removed and we are rolling. Interesting. The number 63 Ferrari hypercar has been making a lot of driver change. Especially in the last few minutes, they've been jumping around between. Sorry, no, the number 63 is obviously the Lamborghini SC10.
Lamborghini.
SC63.
Who are you on about then? Are you on about the?
I am talking about the Lamborghini, I promise.
Yeah.
But they've been hopping back and forth between Daniel Kvyat and Eduardo Mortara every probably 10-15 minutes. I've seen them switch back and forth at least 3 times since I came into the box and turned on all my live timing stuff. So I'm not sure what the strategy there is, because obviously there is a third driver in that car.
Yeah.
Not that I can remember which one it is. I can't remember if that's Romain Grosjean's car or if it's not Romain Grosjean's car. Or if he's part of the Caldarelli squad.
63. Let's have a look at 63. 63 is Bortolotti, Kvyat, and Mortara.
Bortolotti, yeah.
Currently, Bortolotti has done 6 laps for them. Mortara has done 5, and Kvyat has done 4. Bortolotti's currently in the car.
I don't believe Bortolotti is currently in the car.
Oh, sorry, no. That's Bortolotti has their best lap.
Yes, Eduardo Mortara is currently in the car.
And the other Lamborghini, which is the
Andrea Caldarelli, Romain
19,
Grosjean,
and Matteo Cairoli. So Caldarelli's done 21 laps in that car. Matteo Cairoli's 17, and Grosjean only 4. And Matteo Cairoli and Caldarelli has done the same times.
Grosjean obviously has the benefit of having done most of the testing for that car.
Yeah, of course.
So he doesn't necessarily need as much time in the car. But yeah, I think it's still interesting that they're not giving him as much running time. I think giving Caldarelli more running time is probably sensible. He has probably got the least time in the car overall.
Yeah, and also the fact is that, Caldarelli's not really done much not done much prototype racing, I would say.
No, not loads, no.
But neither have the others, but obviously he's got less than the others, so he's probably more priority. It's interesting as well, the Lamborghini spent 1 hour and 17 in the pits.
Ouch.
So, not good. After that is 47 minutes for the Isotta Fraschini, and then 46 minutes for the number 4 Porsche Penske. 46 minutes for the 19 Lamborghini. 46 minutes for the 94 Peugeot. 44 minutes for the 99 Proton Porsche. And 41 minutes for the 311 Whelen Cadillac. And 40 minutes for the 93 Peugeot. So, yeah.
Number 87 car, by the way, has picked up a 5-minute stop and go for track limit.
Ouch. That's the
number 66 car is now under investigation for slow zone procedure as well. That is Sally Jolich's LMGT3. 66.
That's 66 is a...
Oh, the GMW Ferrari.
Ferrari, yeah. Larry Ten Voorde is currently in that car. Got Petrobelli in there and Saliolic, as you mentioned. 10 laps done by Saliolic currently. It's interesting to see that the highest BMW is in 4th place currently, and then the second car is in 19th place. So, obviously, quite the opposites in the garage there.
Yeah, although I'm not necessarily massively surprised by that. I think that BMW has had a really tricky performance window all season.
I think it does well in IMSA most of the time, but it just gets caught out by unfortunate accidents. I mean, watching Detroit the other weekend, it got a puncture. So it's not too good for them, but what can you do?
Oh, there we go. That's car 8 picking up a 5-minute penalty.
Ouch! That will not
That'll be
do.
for slow zone procedure for the number 8 car. And now we've got lots of new personal bests coming in, and that is going to be Nicky Katzberg. He has just launched himself up the board when it comes in. His new personal best is a 36.8. That is going to put that car, that's going to move them up 3 positions. They're now going to be 34th overall, and therefore 10th in class.
It does look like the number 8 Toyota has just set the fastest lap at 3:26.013.
6/10 up on the Hertz Team show to Porsche 963. That's a lot of time to find. However, there are lots of people setting new fastest lap times. The number 51 Ferrari has also set a new fastest lap time. They've improved their time up to a 27.7. So Giovinazzi finding 0.7 of a second in that car.
It's incredible for them. Obviously, they'll be on the charge to win again this year. But interesting that the Toyota number 8 has set the fastest lap. Brendan Hartley in that car, obviously very, very experienced.
Yeah, absolutely.
Le Mans. Quite a few track limit warnings coming through as well. Number 7 Toyota, number 59 McLaren, number 10 Vector Sport, number 99 Proton Porsche, all warning flags for track limits.
Number 88 Roda is under investigation for track limit 5th offence.
It's interesting. It's one of the Mustangs. I think that's the last position Mustang, isn't it? Yes, it is.
And Klaus Bachler in that Manthey Porsche has just set a brand new fastest lap as well, 59.813.
Incredible for him. In GT3, it is still the 70 Inception Racing McLaren on the top, so that's pretty good.
Car 66 has picked a 5-minute stop and go penalty for slow zone procedures. That is Sally Olick.
Not
picked up.
Surprising. As you've seen, under investigation for slow zone procedure, you expect that 5 minutes coming soon.
Nick Tandy sets a new best as well in the number 4. That'll be the Porsche Penske Motorsport number 4. He's found a good chunk of time in that car, up to 28.959 now, 18th in class. And finally, having moved ahead of both Lamborghini Iron Lynx cars, that Porsche Penske Motorsport. But still, clearly, quite a way off the pace,
Yeah, absolutely.
Touching 3 seconds off the pace there. Big. And Michel Gatting getting into the number 85 Iron Dames car, who I'm not supporting this year because they've gone and told kids that they're going to be able to draw their hopes and dreams and it'll land upon their livery, and then they fed it through AI instead. So
yeah, not good.
I'm boycotting Iron Dames this year.
Yeah.
Also, Dorian Pan isn't able to race because she's injured, which helps my decision.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 88 picks up a 5-minute stop and go track limits. Palo has got a track limit warning flag, and so has Grosjean. Oh,
Both the IndyCar boys.
Grosjean taking as much care. Well, yeah, IndyCar doesn't care about track limits, do they? So no surprises that they're the ones carving up the white lines.
And it's Palo, American racing. Yellow flag again. Marshal post 5.
And it is the... Find out.
I think it's an LMP2.
I'll be able to let you know. It is the 183 driven by Nicholas Ferrone. That is an LMP2 Pro-Am car that is slow on
of course,
right now.
And that's really interesting as well to see Nico Veroni. Obviously, we've mentioned Nicky Katzberg. Ben Keating earlier had an off in the LMP2. But it looks like all of the drivers this year are in LMP2s.
Yeah, there they are. Good God, this has been a gremlin-filled free practice 1 session compared to normal for Le Mans.
But you need to do this for Le Mans. You need to get these issues sorted now.
Yeah, absolutely. But normally we don't see so many issues like this full stop.
That's true.
You know,
and then you're going to change that to a a slow zone there.
Yeah.
So,
although of course this could possibly be a symptom of the LMP2s not getting regular outings in WAC. You know,
yeah,
because the only places you're now able to race these cars is ASLMS and ELMS.
yeah, and obviously some selected rounds in IMSA.
Yeah. So I think that is possibly a symptom of the lessened running for LMP2 cars.
Absolutely, it's something to consider. I do wonder what's happened to this car, though. They are talking about it being perhaps a curb strike.
I don't know if they're talking. Oh yes, that is definitely a front right collapse.
The wheel is broken. Ouch.
But it looks like the actual tire is separated from the rim there around the back part of the wheel. So that has been either a big failure on the actual tire, although it looked like the whole suspension had actually collapsed as well, didn't it?
Yeah,
Because the front of the car is literally the split is on the ground, so that's not just the tire that's going to be causing that, because the tire is still pretty much inflated from what I can see.
It just looks like that suspension's a bit broken, and it's not going to be going anywhere. Not going to be good for them either.
The only things I can think it'll be when the wheel is still attached and inflated like that is that either the wheel was not fully attached and has come out of its seating, or it's had a suspension collapse. It's got to be one of those two.
Yeah. Shouldn't be too long though. Obviously, there's a marshal post just right there, isn't there?
I loved how audible that was.
Yeah, couldn't hear anything, mate. One thing interestingly about this Inception race in McLaren is Brendan Arieb in the car has done 17 laps. Ollie Milrow only 8. Frederick Shandorf 0 laps. So Brendan Arieb, the bronze in this car, is definitely pulling his weight today.
Yeah, although that's possibly just I mean, it's first of all, it's insanely promising for them that he's able to run a decent pace as a bronze. But also, is that possibly a tactic to get his practice out of the way early so that they can get a silver or gold driver into the car ready for qualifying practice and then qualifying?
Yeah, for sure. I think as well, I saw earlier yesterday that there was Jack Hawksworth who hadn't completed all the laps he needed to even be able to race this, to be allowed to race in the race on Saturday. So it's interesting that the car is not putting him in to do his laps. Let me just check what car he's in. He's in the 87 and he's done 11 laps, so he's completed it. So he should be able to race on Saturday, which is good to hear. Obviously brought in pretty late due to Mike Conway's injury and Jose Maria Lopez stepping up. If you are joining us so far, please remember to send a like, comment, subscribe. We are at 11 subscribers now, so that's amazing. We started off with, I think, 6 this morning, so thank you all for sending up a subscribe. We're also at 11 likes, it looks like at the moment, so thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Go on, what were you going to say, mister?
I was going to talk about the Iron Dames car. They appear to be struggling in that Lamborghini at the moment. They've just improved their time to a 4-minute flat, essentially 4-minute .060, but sitting 60th from 62 cars. Not brilliant, really not brilliant for them.
Not great. 21st in class. That's not going to go well for them. Obviously,
and they're one of the cars they're ahead of at the moment. One of the cars they're ahead of at the moment will definitely go faster because they're currently on a 4-minute 5. That's not a representative lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the team WRT car. They will definitely go faster. In fact, I think that best time for the Iron Dames got deleted. Indeed, it did. They're back to their best time being a 4-minute 1.934. So that would have been a track limits violation or possibly a slow zone violation on that fastest lap.
Yeah, either of those could be completely possible, but it's a shame to see them so far down. But are we surprised? Not really.
I just don't think that Lamborghini has really taken off this year.
No, I mean they were obviously doing well in Spa a few months back, but
although then I guess
heartbreak for them.
The Iron Lynx Ferrari is 44th and is currently sitting 6th in class, so there is pace in the car.
The
but
Iron
at the moment they're just not able to unlock it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, and it looks like the 34 into Europol had a little bit of an issue in the final chicane onto the main straight. Anthony Davison has just called the curbs the baguette curbs instead of the sausage curbs, baguette curbs.
Because we're in France, hardy her.
Of course.
Brilliant.
They're just saying that the LMP2 cars are quicker in the Porsche curves than hypercars, so that should add some
That doesn't massively surprise me.
Spiciness in the race, perhaps.
Well, the difficulty will be that they won't be able to get past each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't particularly matter if the LMP2 is faster than the hypercars because they are both relatively wide cars. It would be very, very silly for someone to it'd be very, very difficult for them to go side by side.
Fashini has just got a 5 minutes go penalty as well as the number 99 Proton Porsche.
What's that for? Yeah, slow zone procedures.
Slow zone procedures. So they'll be coming back into the pit soon and spending 5 minutes in the pits.
They're having a really shocking time of it at the moment with those slow zone
Yeah.
issues. People really, really struggling to follow them at the moment.
It's also a shame to see Proton go from doing so well at Spa in just a few weeks ago to practically last in hypercar at the moment.
Yeah, not been easy for Proton so far.
No. Obviously only their second Le Mans, isn't it?
And Matty Campbell has just set a new personal fastest, 37.728. That is going to jump that number 5 car up a decent way for Porsche Penske crew. They're going to be moving from 16th to 11th overall.
Wow, that's pretty good for them.
Nice little jump up.
10th and 11th for the Porsche Penske Motorsports. Obviously, the number 4, which is the IMSA entry, is sat down in 18th currently. So that's Nick Tandy in that car.
Yeah, although I'm not confident that they're out on track at the moment. No, then
they are currently in the pits. They are. So is the 6 Porsche in 10th. Although
they're not reading as being the number 4 car is 18th overall. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the Proton car 21st. Yeah. But they're in the pit lane as of right now.
Great to see the 311 going around the track, obviously thundering around with that. Felipe Drogovic currently in the car, the Aston Martin reserve driver.
That was the second stop-and-go penalty that the number 11 Isidor Fraschini has received this weekend already.
That's not great for Risotto.
No, I mean, they've got to be worried about that, because if their drivers can't...
That will be a straight drive-through in the race.
If their drivers can't keep control of the cars in these slow zones and these and under yellow flag situations, they're going to pick up penalties and then drive-throughs and big stop goes very, very quickly when it comes to the main event. Which, when you're already 7 seconds a lap off the pace, is not a brilliant way to have
not a
good race weekend.
Good aspect. No, exactly. Does look like the Porsche off. Oh, that's just gone up. That's just a late delay. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's not going to stay like that for long. One of the LMP2 cars, I don't doubt, will improve ahead of the Isidor Fraschini before this last 30 minutes of practice are over.
So the gap currently is 7.9 seconds from the Isidor Fraschini. Fastest LMP2 is 8.2, so still only 3/10 between them. But
yeah, neither car has improved at the moment.
No, we'll see what they can do though. Nolan Siegel in the 22 United Autosports currently sitting 5th in class in 28th overall. Not too bad for him, the IndyCar Junior. A yellow flag at Marshall Post 3. So we'll see what happens there.
I will let you know which car that is. Marshall Post 3 again is going to be up on Dunlop Chicane.
Yeah.
Literally just out of the Dunlop Chicane. Does look like we've got a car stopped. Not received any information on who it is as of yet.
So yellow removed at Marshall Post 3, so that was just a temporary small. Car 59, Cottingham. Car number 2, Palau. 19, Grosjean, under investigation for track limits. So
I believe that was Palau. I believe that was Palau that was momentarily going slowly, and the number 30 Ducati
Palau was just shown to be in the pits, though. They just showed Palau on camera, not in a car, though. So, 27.
There it is. It's the 27 Heart of Racing.
There we go.
So it says we're green flag, so I'm assuming that car manages to get moving again, because obviously this WEC TV stream is a couple of minutes behind the live. Yeah. It's about a minute and a half behind the actual live timing, because that receives immediate updates from the track. There we go.
Yeah, it's just probably a Control-Alt-Delete for that one there.
So yeah, just a little bit of a Control-Alt-Delete, a little bit of a Alt F4, reset the whole thing, and get it rolling again.
Yeah.
And that is going to be, that's the Lexus that died earlier, the number 78.
Yeah. Maybe that's one that's just come back from.
It is. It's the same Lexus. It's the number 78.
It's just been the team there, I think.
So I believe that is just it being wheeled back down the pit lane to the garage again. I don't think that is a car that has gone out and stopped on pit lane exit.
Oh, those bollards are gone.
Oh, bit of a moment there.
Is that Valentino Rossi in the car? I don't think it is, actually.
Not at the moment.
And it does look like the 31 Team WRT BMW has improved. So Iron Dames are currently 61st and 22nd in class.
Yeah, Augusto
so
Farfus
not great
only up to 59th overall. So not
still better than the Iron Dames, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's the thing. The BMWs are going to be in the fight for the title at this point. So
yeah, 5/10 up on the Iron Lynx car. The Augusto Farfus has just gone.
Very
also
good
had an improvement, another improvement from Michelle Gatting, but not enough to move up a position, and an improvement from the 91 car as well. They've just found some time up to 54th in the Manthey EMA car, 59.720, now their best lap time. And that does mean they're in the hunt. That is only 4/10. No, sorry, that's a second off of the lead of the Inception McLaren 720S. But obviously these cars are incredibly close to each other because they are something ridiculous. Like they're like all 17th in class and a second off.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Like,
absolutely incredible.
Tiny.
I mean, even looking in, for example, Hypercar top 5 are in within a second. In LMP2, the top 4 are in within a second. So, but obviously GT3 is a lot easier to get as closer to another person. So
I don't know. I would say probably if there was going to be any class that would be the closest, it would be LMP2 because it is completely spec.
That is true, but then you've also got to think about
differences there are differences in handling and stuff.
Yeah. I think the main thing in LMP2 is obviously that you've got the two classes, you've got the Pro-Am and you've got the normal LMP2, so maybe that's a factor into taking account why they're not as close.
But then 3 of the top 4 currently in LMP2 are Pro-Am cars, so...
Yeah.
Then theoretically, they're the ones that are supposed to be slower.
Of course, yeah. Kez is now heading home, so he'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. Damn, that hour's gone quickly, hasn't it? Car number 59 and car number 2, 5 minutes stop and go for the track limits. So that's the number 2, which is the Cadillac Racing Alex Lynn, currently in 4th place. And the 59 is the second fastest McLaren currently of Nicholas Costa. W Yellows at Marshall Post 6. So that is number 2 currently stopped on the exit off the Tertre Rouge, I think it is.
Yeah, double yellows, Marshall Post 6 and red flag. So that's going to be a crash through Tertre Rouge if they've red flagged it that quickly. That is going to be a crash. Not sure who it is at the moment. Did you find out who it was?
Number 2, the Cadillac, number 2 of Alex Lynn.
Not another one.
Not another one?
No way have they written off another Cadillac. If they've gone to red flag that quickly, it's going to have been a crash.
Yeah. We'll see it come through on the stream in a minute.
Oh, and they receive a 5-minute stop go at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Not great for
But yeah,
them.
that is going to have been a. Oh, it looks like we might have the 78, possibly the 78 car involved in that as well. Although the number 2 appears to be running again now, coming down the Mulsanne Straight.
Yeah.
So I believe it will be the 78 car in the barriers, and the number 2 car has helped them.
Oh, not good. Need to see this replay though.
Trying to find the number 78. 78 is the... Oh god, it's that Codis team. It's that blimmin' Lexus.
No, that's in the pit, remember?
No, they've only just got... They left the pit lane again. They managed to leave the pit lane. It's yellow, right?
Yeah.
Just go green, whatever. Get moving.
Chop. Oh, look, here we go.
Don't you dare tell me that they've red flagged it for this spin.
So the Cadillac,
Yeah,
no,
too much
number
curve.
3 Cadillac. That's
Nudges
the number
wall.
3.
Yeah, indeed, you're right, it is. Sorry about that. No, that is
No,
the
it
number
was
2.
number 2.
Because it's the blue.
They just said the number 3 on the stream.
Oh, that'll be why they've red flagged it. I want to make sure there's no barrier damage.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's just ripped the. Clearly, it's just ripped the fronting though. So that is possibly the most useless red flag.
Yeah.
It's a good thing the F1 stewards aren't in decision making here.
Yeah, so exactly.
I can somewhat understand why they've red flagged it. I mean, it was in a dangerous position. If someone else had run wide, they would have T-boned it.
Yeah.
But also, if they're looking
to get moving again before they red flagged it.
If they're looking for barrier damage, that thing just scraped it.
Yeah. It's very light.
That's not a red flag in my opinion. Anyways, Hello, everybody. I'm back.
Welcome back, Ches. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How's the racing been when I've been away?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, obviously, we've got Toyota back on top now, so...
Yeah. As per expected, half a second faster.
Expected, yeah.
There's the new front for that Cadillac, so clearly they're expecting that the car has picked up some nose damage.
Yeah.
Scraping off, I'm assuming it's just possibly ripped that very bottom split apart, the bare carbon at the very bottom of that nose. And you can see it juttering. Yeah, there we go. He's ripped off the splitter.
It's unfortunate, but it happens.
Gives a brilliant view into the little Venturi tunnels that run underneath the car, though.
Yeah, very interesting.
Someone somewhere is going to be taking screenshots of that to look at it, to look at the aerodynamics of that car. One of the competition, I'm sure. And here is your standard WEC pit lane chaos.
Yeah.
Everyone lined up. And of course, the interesting thing about the pit lane here at WEC is that it's not split by class. So you don't have all the GT3 pit boxes, then all the LMP2 pit boxes, then all the hypercar pit boxes. They're all they're split by something weird. So you don't end up with like all the hypercars going out on track at once, then all the LMP2s, then all the GT3s. The order coming out of the pit lane is completely mixed. Yeah. Which can make for some interesting situations coming out of the Dunlop chicane when you've come out of the pit lane.
Absolutely. I read an article earlier this morning that said that Peugeot should...
Here we go. We are green flag again. Not green, in the not on the stream, but we are green flag.
So it's interesting as well that he's ripped that out. Yeah, that's properly come off.
The cars are moving again.
Yeah.
Good to see that the the live timings here seems to have fixed himself when I was away. Car number 83, of course, driven by Kanye's brother, Ye.
I think you mean Yifa, right?
No, Ye.
Yay. Christ, what a name.
Oh, and Proton goes straight off at the Dunlop.
Wonderful news.
Good to see that nothing has changed.
Nothing changed.
Same old, same old.
Ah, brilliant. That's promising for Lamborghini. The number 63, SC63, not even able to get out of the pit lane.
Amazing.
Good. Checking the front of that car. Oh dear. That looked like a fracture in the that looked like a as the comms are saying, that looked like a crack in the chassis at the front of that number 2 Cadillac. Not in a vital part of the chassis, not part of the carbon tub, but the front housing for the suspension looked like it had fractured away on the front right corner.
That won't be good. Yellow flag.
And we got yellow flags at Marshall Post 11. That'll be at the Mulsanne. That'll be exit at the Daytona chicane on Mulsanne. Or just down the road from.
It's an LMP2 currently stopped. Just going to have a look for who it is.
I believe we're coming through.
It's number 47 of Frederick Vesti, Cool Racing.
Good. The Cool Racing car, nice. And I expect this could well be it. With 11 minutes to go, I don't know if they'll bother opening the track for 8 minutes of running at the end.
Exactly.
We'll wait and see if that 47 car manages to pit cycle and to do a restart cycle and get moving again. Because if not, this could be a relatively slow end to the first 3 hours of running.
Well, they've got the front back onto the Cadillac, and they're bringing it back out.
Here we go. We are slow zoning at 4:49:30 local time.
So, Ollie, are you joining us for the rest of the evening as well, or?
I may or may not be here later on.
Cool.
It depends on what me and my girlfriend end up doing for the rest of the evening.
Give her a book and a cup of coffee and stay with us.
She doesn't believe me. She does not need caffeinated coffee after about 3 o'clock.
Some sleeping pills instead, then maybe.
No, I'm not chatting shit about you. I was telling the boys that I probably won't be back on for pre-qualifying practice because we'll probably be doing stuff this evening. No, I'll be back
Keep in
on for
mind,
pre-qualifying practice.
keep it child friendly here, please.
Dumped already.
Oh, good. Slow zone is in place. And that 47 cool racing car is still not moving. Oh man, maybe I'm the one that needs a cup of coffee. Jesus Christ.
I was just about to say it.
Slow zone, good. Let's see how many people get 5-minute stop goes for this one. It would appear that having like a month off between the last race and this race has made
people are a bit dozy.
Yeah, I mean,
mainly you.
that these drivers appear to have forgotten how to respond to yellow flags.
Number 19, 5 minutes stop and go for track limits. That's the number 19 Iron Lynx Lamborghini hypercar.
No, that would be Romain Grosjean. He was getting investigated for it earlier.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember.
Shocker.
Shocking, yeah, exactly.
Both Alex Palou and Romain Grosjean were getting investigated for track limits earlier. So clearly the IndyCar boys bringing their "if it's grey, it's okay" mentality to Le Mans this year.
Absolutely. Car 15,
good.
65 and 85 under investigation for not respecting race director instructions in the pit lane.
That'll be the number 85 Iron Dames was a car that was trying to force its way into the fast lane. When we were last under red flag, they were coming out the pit box and had their nose in between two cars in the fast lane. So that'll be what that's for. A similar thing to what Max got investigated for last weekend when they were at Canada. He got investigated for doing the same thing.
That's right, yeah.
For having his nose poking into the fast lane during, I think it must have been qualifying. So this slow zone should be lifted before too much longer. That car should theoretically be behind the wall already, which will leave us with 6 minutes to go to the end of this session, which for every single car here is not even 2 whole laps.
Car 22, 5 minutes stop and go for overtaking in the next slow zone.
Wonderful.
That's interesting. So that's the number 22 United Autosports P5 currently.
And we are green flag and going, which means that we'll be green flag and going in about 45 seconds on the stream that we're watching. Track temperature has gone up quite a lot, by the way, under this sunshine. Track temperature has moved from about 26 degrees about an hour ago to 31.2 degrees now. So an increase of 5.5 degrees-ish.
Yeah, very interesting note. It's still 7 kilometers an hour wind though, so that's probably going to drop the temperature down a little bit. But
yeah, especially now that we got more cloud coverage as well.
Yeah.
So when the session started, we had a track temperature around 20 degrees.
Yeah, so it's gone up a whole 10 degrees, which is insane.
And that'll be because they had a lot of rain overnight. They had a lot of rain yesterday afternoon, evening, and the cloud cover hung around in the morning. So the track temperature was lowered. God, jeez. The camera really not liking the frequency of the Toyota engine there. The camera was going all sorts of wobbly. God, I was doing weird things to my eyes.
I wouldn't either.
Shut up, Peepo Durrani. Kobayashi under investigation in the number 7 for slow zone procedure, 16:49 local time.
And that's going to be in stop and go again, but they can't do 5 minutes stop and go. So next time?
No, I'll have to be served in the qualifying practice, which is not ideal.
Absolutely not, and that's only an hour long as well. So
yeah,
as I was mentioning earlier,
20, it's a big chunk of time.
It is.
To lose.
I was mentioning earlier, I read an article about the Peugeot. They are quite far back in the pit lane, so they're quite early on in the pit lane, which might hurt them in terms of getting out on track for qualifying, because they'll have to queue up behind all of the other cars. So I think as well, you were mentioning earlier that the random positioning of the cars in the pits. It'll be interesting to see if that makes any effect in terms of that. The number 99 Proton competition has gone up to 4th position.
Yeah.
The number 15 BMW up into 2nd as well.
Yeah, so 26.2 for the WRT BMW number 15. Really good time for them. 2/10 off the top. And the number 99, that Proton competition car, they needed a good lap. They were second last until that lap. Yeah. So Andlauer has gone out and found some big time. And just as I was saying that, I believe that was someone else moving up. It is indeed. It's the number 7 Toyota Gazoo Racing now up to 5th.
And number 93, Jean-Luc Verne wanting flag for track limits. So
and Fuoco setting a new fastest lap as well for him. That is a 30. That can't be right. 27.5, sorry, for Antonio Fuoco in the number 50 Ferrari AF Corsa. And Clement Novalak setting a new best time in the number 34 Inter Europol car as well, a 35.360 for them. They are up to, I believe that'll be 6th in class now for the Inter Europol competition car.
And 3rd in overall, third in LMP2 non-Pro-Am.
Yes, 3rd in LMP2 standard.
Yeah.
What do you call it? I wish this fat Porsche Proton car had a little bit more of that green on it, because I really like it.
It's really cool, isn't it?
That green is really nice, but I'd like a bit more.
Reference. Yeah.
And I feel like it's missing something on the shark fin as well, because both sides of the shark fin are just blank white. Put something on there. Lots of new best times coming in now. Klaus Bachler setting a new best time in the number 92 Manthey EMA car. Michelle Gatting setting a new best time in the 85 as well. And that's actually moved them a decent way up the pack. Michelle Gatting now is up to P49 overall. So they have moved right up. Checker flag is out.
Yeah, P10 in class for the Iron Dames there.
Yeah. And Klaus Bachler went to... Where's he gone?
Klaus Bachler in the 92 is currently 17th in class.
Yeah, indeed. So that was a big time find from Michelle Gatting, up to a 35.629. So that's almost a second faster than that car has run at any point. Oh, and the 38 of Philip Hansen has just set a new time as well. That's a 27.661 for the Hertz Team Jota 38 car. Oh, and that was a time being removed. That's a time being removed for the number 15 BMW. They've had that P2 time removed. And then immediately reinstated the number 15 car, but to P3 at 26.671. That's Dries Vanthoor again. So the first time, which was a 26.2, was ruled out for track limits, and then set a 26.6 the next time round. Number 50 of Fuoco has set a new fastest lap for that AF Corsa car as well. That puts them up to P8 overall now, 26.973. And Michael Christensen sets a new fastest lap for the number 5 as well at 27.627.
If you have on the stream today, thank you so much for the support already. It's amazing to see so many new subscribers, so many commenters and likes. If you are enjoying this, please do remember to like, subscribe, and share. We will be live throughout the week off Le Mans with live timing.
We are going for a roughly 2-hour break, and we will be back at 7 p.m. local track time. Yeah. We'll still be here for a good few minutes more now. But just so you guys know the schedule, 7 p.m. is qualifying practice, and we will be live right before that starts.
Absolutely, but as I've already mentioned, thank you so much for all the support so far. It's been amazing to see, and we're very grateful for that. So thank you for joining us. Thank you to Ollie for joining us as well. Been great having you on the stream for the period, and hopefully we can see you throughout the weekend as well.
I'll probably be back on later. I think my wonderful girlfriend is planning on gaming later on tonight, so I should be able to hop on for the qualifying practice.
Lovely stuff. And we'll also be live tonight for the night practice from 10 p.m. till 12 a.m. local time, 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. UK. And of course, we'll take on everything that we've done this time, and hopefully the live timing will be a lot better next time. We might not have a map, but we'll see what we can do. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. It's been incredible, and hope you've enjoyed, and hope you are enjoying it, and hope to see you soon. We'll keep it going till the end of this, and we'll move over to the thing after we've finished. But yeah, thank you so much, guys.